Guys, there is way too much going on in a short amount of time. I might need a drink. I'm looking at possibly moving next week. The tax man is about to come rob me tomorrow. Dwayne Wade and Dirk on the same night coming dangerously close to ending their careers. Well, maybe just Wade. We don't actually know about Dirk yet, but we for sure know that this was Wade's last home game. Playoffs start this weekend. That's going to be hell to juggle while I'm moving. And then, hold up. Magic steps down as the Lakers president. What? Just when you swore the Lakers season could not get any stranger because it was over, right? Nobody's thought about the Lakers in like the last week and a half. Once we knew they weren't making the playoffs, we just really had no use for them in the basketball space. So you think nothing else can happen, and Magic just says, that's it, I'm out. And he steps down after what can only be considered a very unsuccessful tenure with the LA Lakers. And shortly after it happened, I tweeted out like, I just hope no other LA legends get involved in this. I don't want to see Kareem or Kobe or anybody try to take up this position because it's just not a good look. I like remembering Magic as Los Angeles point guard, you know, Showtime Lakers, throwing passes behind his head. I don't like this version where there's just no success and then he doesn't finish the job and now the fan base is looking at him crazy. I really don't want that fate for any other LA legends. And just his time with the Lakers, you know, there was a point where people were pointing out that, hey, this is going a little bit less than spectacular. They're saying he's let this guy go, he's traded this guy for no reason, he did this. We trusted Magic, when's it gonna turn around? And then for it to end this way. Because there's one argument out there that's saying, well, what's the big deal? He found the Lakers in a very dilapidated state. They had nothing going on. So it's not like anything really got worse, did it? But really what we're looking at here is the future outlook of this LA team and what they're doing right now versus what they could be doing. Because everybody that they've let go during Magic's tenure or most of the people anyways, they're all doing something right now. You got D'Angelo Russell, who has become what people thought he would become when he was first drafted. Now he's in the playoffs with the Nets team that just a couple of years ago, they looked like they had no future, but it looks like he is their future. You let go of Randall, who had a good season with the Pelicans, showed his development. Lou Williams is probably going to win 6th Man of the Year, and he's playing in LA. And also, Zubac. Yes, I said Zubac. That's my guy. What was the point of trading him? The only thing I came across was they were saying something about a contract this summer, or they weren't gonna be willing to pay him or keep him anyways. But in the middle of a playoff run, they traded him for, I guess, shooting. Mike Muscala. Man, there was no reason to let go of a young piece like that. I'm sorry, that was a bad move. So then somebody hit me with oh well, he signed LeBron James, got him to take a 4-year contract, which most people think that he was going to LA anyways, so maybe that's why he didn't do his normal thing where he just played on like a 1-year contract and kept his options open. But either way, they're saying things are cool, we got LeBron. How did Magic fail because he let a lot of young guys go, but then he got LeBron? How was that a failure? Well, the answer to that question lies in what happens this summer, because now things look really crazy in LA. You got Woj dropping a bomb. Well, I don't know if it's really a bomb, but he's saying that LA's coaching staff should fully expect to be fired sometime soon. The way he put it was right after the game that happens tonight, but I don't know if that will happen once this video drops. Either way, it looks like they're probably going to change that. That's going to turn over. Gotta find a new team president. Things have not gone well this season, and they really have not gone well at any point up to this season since Kobe Bryant retired. So the whole thing with LeBron is you really start to question, did this ever make sense? For a team that was looking to build for the future, to find success in the future, did this ever make sense? Because I'm finding it as we get closer and closer to July, because I've talked about this topic a couple of different times, but as we get closer, I'm finding it really difficult to believe that any player that wants to contend is really looking at LA and licking their chops right now. They can't be. I don't know these guys, I don't know their motives, but just look at the logic. Especially if you're like a younger guy, mid-20s, you're going, okay, LA had a very toxic season, Magic stepped down, LeBron had a mean groin injury. The word he used was tear. I don't think it was a tear. I'm not a doctor and I'm not him, but damn, did he really come back and play with a torn groin? Like, I don't think that happened, but whatever. It was a mean groin injury. We all knew Father Time was undefeated. Even though he came back and put up his numbers or whatever, he clearly was not the same. If you watched him play, he was not the same. That's his first injury. That's the first real injury he's had in his career. So you're a young guy that's looking and saying, this is the guy that I was coming to compete with, to possibly win championships with. He's starting to show signs of cracking. Especially for like the top free agents out there, it seems like everybody has a better option than Los Angeles is what I'm saying. For the cream of the crop, everybody seems like they have a better option. And do you know what? Now I'm starting to revisit an earlier topic. About a month ago, I read that guy's article to you, or not read it to you, but I showed you some points of why he was saying the Lakers, even if they should trade LeBron, they really couldn't do it. One of the big points he had on there was saying that it would be career suicide for Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka. He was saying that if those guys were to trade LeBron, it would be blatant admission that they failed at their jobs. And now we know Magic has admitted he's failed at his job and he doesn't want to do it anymore. He's not having fun with this. So that's happened now. Magic is out of the picture. So now let's step back and revisit this again from the perspective of there is no reputation to hold. Now it's the Lakers franchise and what's best for them in the future. You know, you can say all this stuff about how trading LeBron would be disrespectful and other players would see that as a sign to never go there. Okay, and I get all that. That's perfectly fine. But what is the plan here? I keep going back to that when shit looks crazy. What's the plan here now? If nothing works this summer, if you're not going to get a top free agent, what are you doing with LeBron for the next 2 or 3 years while he's on a team with young guys? That's called no man's land. Do you know that's really the worst place that an NBA team can be? No man's land is when you're not good enough to win a championship and you're not bad enough that you're going to be in the lottery every year improving. You're just existing. You're existing in that very average range, and it is the path that slowly but surely leads to a rebuild. That's where Damian Lillard's Blazers have been for a long time now. No man's land. After LaMarcus Aldridge left, it's like kudos because he's kept their heads above water. He's kept them in the playoffs. He's kept them respectable, but they're never bad enough to really get a pick that's going to help him. They're never good enough that we even consider them a championship team. They are just so middle of the pack. So if you're a Lakers team and nobody comes this summer, you want to be middle of the pack for the next 2 or 3 years that you have LeBron James. Then he walks, and now you're picking up the pieces and starting basically where you were before you signed LeBron. So you're telling me that's where you want to be in 2021. You want to be basically just starting where you were 2 or 3 years ago. That's the plan here. But what really stops this from happening is people are probably just thinking that, you know what, maybe LA is not going to land a Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant. To me, those are out of the question. I don't see Klay Thompson leaving Steph Curry, and Golden State's going to give him his contract. And if Kevin Durant left the Warriors, to me, it would be to repair his basketball image, which you wouldn't do playing next to LeBron James. I don't think anyone's going to think a whole lot higher of him just going to play with LeBron after the Warriors. So then you get down to the Kyries of the world. You're saying Kyrie already left LeBron once and he's going to go to LA. I don't see it. That's not just me being a Celtics fan. I don't see it. But I think people are saying even if they don't get one of those top free agents, you're looking at someone like DeMarcus Cousins, which I've said numerous times now. I think that makes the most sense for them because he's not going to go back to Golden State. As far as what we know, that's unlikely to happen. And LA will probably go full force to trying to get a guy like him. Will Cousins and LeBron be enough to propel this to a championship team? Probably not. There would be a lot that would have to change for that. There would have to be a situation where Cousins really does get back to his peak performance form, because it's really hard to tell where he is in Golden State, where he's playing with other stars. You don't really know where he's at right now. So that would have to happen. LA would have to get some more pieces. Golden State would have to shed KD. The power balance would really have to change in the league. But I think people are saying, okay, fans could live with that though. At least if they brought LeBron James Cousins, they could be a decent team. They could at least make a decent run, right? And maybe that'd be good enough. And that would definitely be good enough for LA to not trade him, because trading him should obviously be the last resort. Even with Magic gone, yeah, I agree. It's not the best look to get this guy to come sign to your team for 4 years and then, especially with him being who he is, then you end up trading him. Yeah, that should be the last option. Plus, I don't know where LeBron's head is at, but if it's like that guy in the article said, maybe he would threaten to retire. I would assume he wants to play basketball for a while longer, but if you threaten to send him somewhere crazy, maybe he would just be done with it. Wouldn't be the first time it happened. So anyways, the whole reason this conversation is even coming back up is just because the fact that Magic stepped down, it just shows, or you know what, not even that he stepped down, how he stepped down. He did it publicly before he had even talked to Jeannie Buss. He admitted he had not talked to her yet, so that's how she will have found out. It's like, wow, things really are not on the up and up over there. And it's like, you're telling me they're gonna go from this right now on April 9th to signing a groundbreaking superstar on July, well, not July 1st, but the first week of July. Man, that's a tough sell. This whole thing with the Lakers and LeBron, it's just one of my favorite storylines going on for the next couple of years, just because I want to see how it shakes out. I want to see how they avoid total disaster with what's happened this season and the track that it looks like they're going on. It's just intriguing to me, that's all, especially after the Magic Johnson thing. That if you had to ask me a list of things that I expected to happen this NBA season, that just wouldn't have made the list. But it made this story a whole lot more entertaining. And I guess this is just what you get when you follow Los Angeles. This is reality TV, this is drama. This is the NBA. So let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button, comment, and sub if you enjoyed, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.